You always tell the story about how you were in the Wendy's.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were in the Wendy's parking lot.
And it was the drive-through. I was in the Wendy's drive-through.
Right. And so I made a call to you. So, if you were somebody out there and you were getting this recorder and I had been trying to say, hey, let's just have a phone call. Let's get to know each other.
Yeah.
My life has changed drastically over the years just from phone calls that I've had with people. What would you tell that person? Kind of go back and think about when you and I I can't remember how we ever originally talked, but what would you tell that person if I was saying to them, hey, let's just spend 30 minutes and get on the phone and get to know each other?
Well, that's a great question. I think what I would say to them is, you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly, all I knew in that time was that, we were getting ready to go through we were going through somewhat of a downshift or getting ready to head that direction. And all I knew how to do was to sell property and list and sell. And I was with another company, and that's really all that I knew. And I was online filling out different things, and I recognized Keller Williams. Keller Williams was brand new to the Dayton area, and there was a couple people who had been calling on me a little bit, and I was somewhat interested, but I was very content and happy right where I was. I did not want to move. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Sure.
and to be honest, I was somewhat annoyed at times with some of their phone calls. But I got to thinking about it, and I thought, you know what, I wouldn't mind, opening up my own office one day. And so I got online and was looking at franchise opportunities, and Keller Williams was there, and I filled out an online questionnaire, and it was real simple, and gave my information, and that's what you responded to.
Yeah. 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 So, and in any of our conversations, I've never, twisted your arm or, hard sold you on anything, have I?
Never.
Right.
No. Always coming from consultation and always coming from value. And you asked me to do two things. And you asked me to, first of all, three things. You asked me to read the MREA, and you sent me, I was really impressed because I got it like the next day with your name on the inside cover. And you sent me the red book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And I'd never seen the book before. And I was very intrigued by that. And then the second thing you asked me to do was go to Columbus. And I think it's Dick Dillingham was up there teaching. He was teaching.
Probably Quantum Leap or something.
It had to do with business. It was business planning. It was a business planning class back in the day.
He's a great instructor no matter what he teaches.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I went to that. And then the third thing was to meet with the local franchise here in the Dayton area. And you orchestrated that meeting as well. But the book and the invitation to go to Columbus was what literally changed my life. And I remember going up, I started hearing what Dick Dillingham was teaching, all of our Keller, now what I know to be our curriculum, you know what I mean? All of our training. And he was teaching it, and it gave me, it just opened me up to some incredible ideas about, hey, you know what, this is more than just, picking up and laying down signs. You know what I mean? This is more than just working with buyers and sellers. There's something more to this. I can build a business that can literally change the trajectory of my career, my income earning opportunities in ways that I never dreamed. And that's exactly what happened, Linda. And I remember during that time, there was a break that was coming, and I stepped out because I knew you were at the table, and I just wanted to go introduce myself to you. And you and I had a very healthy, cordial exchange. And the last thing you said to me was, Ryan, don't just get stuck selling real estate. And that right there was like really what did it for me, because all I thought that I was going to do was sell real estate, Linda. And when you made that comment, it created such a huge question mark in my mind. Like, what is she talking about? What do you mean? I'm a realtor. Don't just get stuck selling real estate. And now, years later and through the years, training and just really, buying in and leaning in and getting into everything that we teach and everything that KW trains, of training and launching our businesses, what you were talking about was passive income. You were talking about passive income. You were talking about building a business worth owning, and having a life worth, living, and just the whole culture, all of that. And what I found, I don't mean to talk too much here, but what I found in all of this was that there's not just a production track, but there's also a leadership track. And there's also a passive income track. And there's also, now that I'm with Keller Williams, there's literally, I counted the other day, there are 5 different streams of income that I have with Keller Williams that, that's just far more than just, selling $30 million worth of volume, every year.
Yeah. And, Ryan, I've dedicated my whole life to being an advocate for realtors and, hopefully changing the way they think about what to expect out of, 20, 30, 40 years in this industry, to expect more for themselves. And so nothing gives me greater joy than, because not everybody I talk to ever does anything with it. Right. Of course, that's just the way it is. I don't know who those people are. I just know, I'm called to call on the people that might be their next opportunity. Right. And for some people, it's just like in my instance, it was just, I needed a new challenge. I mean, I was so bored doing the same thing over and over again. And for some realtors, they don't have any life, they don't have any time or life. They're just so consumed with it. And then for others, they're starting to ask that question of, what do I do when I don't do this anymore? Where does my money come from? And so
that's right.
We never know what that is, but I would just encourage anyone who's getting this video. Number one, you've earned the right, because I only sent this to a select category of agents. And then number two, the worst that's going to happen is we'll meet a new friend in the industry.
Yeah.
And then number three, you just never know when a conversation can change the trajectory of your life forever.
That's all. And I'll tell you how much I appreciate what you've done for my family and for me. And man, it's just been an incredible opportunity, Linda, that I found through your leadership. And I want to thank you for that.
Well, and I want to thank you for taking my call in that Wendy's parking lot many years ago. So thank you. I love you, and I love being in business with you. So thank you.
Thank you, Linda.